it's been a mixed start for Ireland this Six Nations. Disappointment with an opening day defeat by England away at Twickenham. But Scott Beeman's side bounced back with a big win, running in an impressive 9 tries against Italy to secure their first points of the campaign. They travel to Clermont tonight to face a French side that knocked them out of last year's World Cup in a very tight quarter-final. Can they avenge that defeat and go one better this time? Well, they have arrived feeling confident, and if the mood from camp this week is anything to go by, they believe that is absolutely within their reach. But as always, the French will be tough opposition, especially on their home patch. It's France against Ireland in the Women's Six Nations live from the Stade Marcel Michelot. Hello and good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being with us for what is set to be another huge game for Ireland this Six Nations campaign. I'm delighted to say we have some excellent company in studio this evening in the form of Ireland's Adele McMahon and former Ireland International and Ireland Rugby social podcast star Lindsay Peat. Thank you both so much for being with us. Adele, we've just seen and heard it was a difficult start, this campaign, that loss away to England, but what a response against Italy in Galway. How much of a boost will that provide, Adele, ahead of tonight's game?
I think it's a massive boost in terms of the attacking style that Ireland would want to deploy against France tonight. But this is a very steady squad. They've been building belief off the back of the World Cup heading into the Six Nations. So they stay steadied after England. They'll keep the heads on them after that Italy win, and very quietly confident for a fixture tonight.
Lindsay, we do know the threat that France can pose. Are they a different proposition to Italy? What are you expecting from them tonight?
The French are a formidable force, especially at home. They bring power, physicality and flair, and they bring an unpredictability. So, but they do have experience and they have fresh faces, which we hope to exploit tonight. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think this Irish team can put it up to them.
They're such a big physical side, aren't they, Adele?
Yeah, no, they want the one-on-ones. France want to be scrambling. They want Ireland to be scrambling in defence, and they want to bring the power. So I think if Ireland stick together and stay in that structured defence that we can see them do, they'll hold Pauline and the forward pack at bay.
There's a lot of confidence, though, isn't there, in the camp at the moment, Lindsay?
There is. Look, they felt they left a bit of a performance behind against England. As Adele said, they were clinical last week and they hope to be clinical and build on that again. They won't have it all their own way against this French pack as they did against Italy, but if they keep the ball and bring the game to France, it'll be definitely within Ireland's hands to keep this win going. Let's
hope so. Thank you both very much. The teams are now in the tunnel, though, so it's time to pass to our commentary team, where Anna Capeless is alongside Nick Heath.
It's in the media, also from the players. Ireland captain Erin King has admitted that recent history between the two sides does add that little extra bit of motivation. Ireland will need it and then some if they are to make history and win in France for the very first time. Well, here come the gladiators for our show. And a chance to say good evening to former Irish back row Anna Capeless. Anna, it's a big one.
It is a big one, Nick. What a night we're in for. The Gladiator Arena is right. And you know what? Head coach Scott Beeman insisted that this has not been treated as a game of revenge in all their preparation this week, right? He just said they're treating it as the next game. However, this playing group in no way will have forgotten the feeling of heartbreak at the final whistle at the hands of France in the Rugby World Cup quarter-final, and there is no way that they will not be using that as fuel tonight.
LA are already ringing around. A moment to pause before the proverbial dropping of the white handkerchief then. First the anthems, starting with Ireland.
Et maintenant, en l'honneur de l'équipe de France, la Marseillaise.
The Guinness Women's Six Nations and a cappella anthems taking things to another level. Well, the France line-up for tonight then, and unlike the previous administration, head coach Francois Ratier isn't one to tinker. He sticks with the same forward pack once again. The impressive hooker Lazarko earns a third cap. Feliu continues as captain, and Ireland fans may note the presence of the ever-hungry Axel Berthoumieux. In the back line, Bourdon Sansus, the puppeteer, alongside Arbez, but it's in the centre where the absence of Gabby Vernier through a shoulder injury sees a first start in the centre for Tayani Feliu. The back three, 6 tries across the opening 2 rounds. For Ireland, well, Scott Beeman clearly wanting to reward the strong performance in Galway a week ago, just making the one change up front, bringing back the experience of Dorothy Wall to the starting lineup with Ruth Campbell to the bench. Aoife Wafer revving the engine at number 8. In the backs, it's as you were a week ago. Lane and O'Brien, the half-back axis. McGillivray and Dalton, their noses just in front in terms of partnership experience compared to France. Parsons with a hat-trick last week, timing a run of form to perfection if she can pick up against Les Bleus, where she left off against Italy. On the benches, Brosseau and Chambon, 2 of those who play their rugby among these volcanic hills. Eilish Cahill will earn just a second cap for Ireland as she looks to continue to impress. 6 tries overall last week for France against Wales was solid enough, but well, they scored just 1 try in the first half for a second week running. That's in stark contrast to the 7 tries Ireland scored in the first half in Galway against Italy, as they really hit their straps from the off. That first half hat-trick from Bavin Parsons among them. A referee team led by Clara Munarini with a Welsh and English assistant either side. In this fixture last year, Ireland made double the metres, 3 times as many line breaks, but came up short. The 34th meeting between the two sides, 4th in the world France against 5th in the world Ireland. And while history's stacked against the team in green, a sense of if not now, when. Aoife Wafer was never going to shy away from that first carry. Brilliant metres initially, and also from Cleona Maloney-McDonald.
Stop!
You'll be aware of her wife dotting down the ball earlier this afternoon for the Red Roses. But that is the hustle, that is the pressure on the French, and Ireland have the first liner.
Fantastic chase there, all built off this first carry from Aoife Wafer. Look at her face. She is up for this. She is so excited for tonight, and this wonderful chase down. You know, if they're going to use Dan O'Brien's beautiful boot, they're going to have to chase hard, and that was an excellent first example from Robin O'Connor, chasing them down and forcing them into touch.
Run out for a 50th cap at Allianz Stadium. Cleona Maloney-McDonald in from Lane. McGillivray standing in at first receiver. Folding round the corner in attack. Maloney-McDonald again. Now the miss pass. Ball from Dalton. Creating the numbers on the outside. Parsons will run it back in to give them the position that they want, the sort of attack shape that we're seeing more and more from this Ireland team as their skill and execution has improved over the last year, 18 months. Among other things, it's why they felt so sick after that Rugby World Cup quarter-final. 13-0, they led at half-time. They played all the rugby. McGillivray again.
No advantage, back, deliberate.
No advantage sufficiently coming for the Irish from the knock-on in the tackle.
Yeah.
Ireland will have the scrum.
Well, she may have a look at this,
Time off, please.
because that hand came from the last defender, and we saw earlier today, Nick,
Clear overlap.
that Kaylee Powell for Wales got a yellow card for this exact movement.
We have the screens there. Yep.
Because if you're preventing
Thank
a
you.
try, could mean
Yeah,
more
the
than
screen.
just a penalty.
Conor O'Brien going through the gap, and there is the arm left out by Pauline Barra,
Yes,
was it?
clearly deliberate, just one hand. Yep. Yeah, last defender. Can you please say the number? 15, okay. 15 blue, deliberate, 15.
Well, there we go, there's the consistency, which is all rugby fans want in the game.
Time off,
And it
please.
is going to be France down to 14. Pauline Barra will make way.
Second,
Interestingly as well, Nick,
time back on.
it's not too dissimilar to France's
Deliberate.
start last week, where they very early on got 2 yellow cards, but it actually focused them a little bit more on the task. So let's see if they're getting, reminders of that from last week. And it's just too far. Kicked from Dana.
It was an error as they looked for absolutely everything on it, and Pauline Baudon-Sansus, we know, is not one to hang around, but now this is Parsons, given the opportunity to start to run it back, was scragged. But it's there for Lane. Ireland might have numbers on the outside if they could shift it here, or Dalton perhaps didn't feel she had it in her to get it out there, opted for the carry.
Use it!
France have got the numbers there now. Dorothy Wall in that bright pink scrum cap.
Use!
Back in to start this week after Ruth Campbell was given the chance against Italy. It's back with Arbez. Pointed into the sky from Léa Moury. But this just might leave a little bit of extra room in the backfield, where France are obviously now going to have to endeavour without a fullback. Oh, and Arbez, oh, that's nicely done. Carla Arbez, cool as a cucumber. Madusu Falaraklo looking for the offload. It only goes to ground, but will happily be tidied up and sent away by Berthoumieux. And this is Mathilde Lazalco. Third cap, looks like a 30th cap. Such is the confidence of Lazalco. Manaye Fillerieux getting used to seeing her with a 7 on the back rather than a 4 or 5. But that is a great turnover for Ireland and a relief of the pressure, given they coughed up the opportunity from that penalty.
Ooh, what a tense few opening minutes as well. Everyone is up for this, it seems. Everyone wants to be here. Scott Beeman talked about how this team has become really good at creating opportunities for themselves. So, just like that attack, just like this turnover here, little moments that are really important in the game. He said they are still becoming a team who takes those opportunities. So just like, and I think this is what he's just talking about there, Dan O'Brien, I mean, she's only 22 years old. She is nailing her name. She has nailed her name onto this number 10 jersey. She's still learning her trade. She's still trying to push it just that little bit too far. But might be a good thing to settle her early on.
And as you say, first of all, it's about creating opportunities, then it's about taking them. And Ireland have certainly increased column A, but they're looking to increase column B.
It's okay, it's okay.
Wafer straight in and over that ball.
Beautiful.
In from Maloney McDonald, straight down. Ireland looking to strike with a little more pace into this one, and it's Dalton who carries well. Ball released. Perry, Lane looking for the big one over the top. Now a chance for Fiona Chute to get going, and into the 22 come Ireland. There for El Perry again. Lane has a little look over the left shoulder, then finds Dorothy Wall. Wall is there. Maloney McDonald trying to hold on to it, but there's a wrecking ball coming through and there's a penalty, and Maloney McDonald isn't very much enjoying the efforts of Mwayembe. Clara Munarini wants to take a bit of the heat out of this.
Go away. 1 and 3.
The sparks are flying, Nick. What a start. Exact start we were hoping for, wasn't it? And look at this great carry from Dorothy Wall. She stopped in her tracks, but the ambition is there.
Ireland knocking on the door. France having to do it down to 14 as Wafer comes round the front. Up off the floor, Brittany Hogan, well driven back. And have France got their hands on this? Not yet. Wall, low driving body position. Lane beckoning the forwards round the corner. It's there for Jungang. Nice footwork from the tight head, who spent some time playing in France, playing around here. What a counter-ruck. But Ireland get another penalty. And this time Maloney McDonald wants to go. France can't have been back 10. Surely that's another penalty. Ireland go low, looking in search of that line. Held up is the call. Bourdon Sansus, what's she up to? Surprised the officials were allowing the French to defend that as Maloney McDonald came to them. I'm not sure how many of the French defenders actually made the line.
I think Lena was taking a leaf out of Emily Lane's book from last week, where she tapped and went and broke that Italian line wonderfully. It was a really good idea. I think I agree with you, they weren't exactly back 10, but look, here we go again, and they're back inside the 22.
Wafer with the charge. Maloney McDonald. Tackle was in from Falraklo. Bourdon Sansus goes in, and there's a real tussle for it. Everyone needs to release, and now it's there on the French side. Kalfaoui gets in at scrum half. It's a wayward pass from Felayou, but Léa Moury is finding a little gap and wanting to get through. Good double hit from Ireland. They weren't able to get the ball away. That final pass on the left side for the French, but they will very much feel they've got themselves out of jail here as Lizako plays on for Kalfaoui. One of those Romagna rugby feminine players from round here. Tackle missed on Falraklo to begin with. Bourdon Sansus goes to the air. O'Brien is waiting in the backfield. Support on the shoulder. Doesn't opt for the kick. Oh, and instead has managed to allow Robin O'Connor to slip the net. O'Connor looking for the option. It wasn't a clear enough one. She had to ride the tackle. Right decision from O'Connor, but now Perry arrives, and the Irish, their tails up in the French 22 once again. Lane gets it away for Stacey Flood. O'Connor. Wafer. Hogan. Good quick ball. Defends that time for Aubin Rousset. She won't want to be around the fringes of that break down the outside centre. This is how close Ireland come again. Held up once. Dorothy Wall looks for the line again. Wafer has it there. Wafer with the pick and driven back again. Patience and composure here needed from Ireland. Oh, but Munarini says the ball's on the line. Ireland have the try. Through the toil and the phases, they come away with it.
Great attack, great line, and really smart for Robin O'Connor here. She's looking. She did really well here. Goes to ground, pops up, so she's protecting that ball, but she does release it. And the patience for Ireland to go again and go again and go again. How did Clara Munarini spot this ball touching the grass? From Brittany Hogan, just on the white blades of grass is all she needed.
You're allowed to place it. Oh.
Oh no. Yes, she may have spotted a double movement here, do you reckon, from Brittany Hogan? Could be.
Well, I wonder what the decision will be here, because Munarini right on the spot.
Yes, Clara.
Yeah? What are we looking for?
We are looking for a double movement by
Double
the
movement
player
by
that is
Green.
grounding. Yes.
We are looking for a double movement by Green.
So we need to
Yeah, she used the knees.
Yes, we have another angle. This is the best one.
Yeah, it's that use of the knees, isn't it?
These are the two angles.
It's going to be the try and we back for offside against number 9. And 6. Okay. Okay, stay back from the decision.
Okay.
It's a very simple description from Clara Monarini there. Yes, she used the knees. Okay.
Still a replacement screen.
Give time to director.
The crowd know the rules anyway, so they say.
It's going to be no try for double movement. Back to the penalty for offside.
No try for Ireland then. Brittany Hogan will have it chalked off. You can be in the position to reach out with the arm, but the fact she needed to propel herself with the knees to get there makes it the double movement that you are not allowed. But France have conceded 4 penalties to Ireland's none so far. And the penalty advantage that Ireland had as they went for that score is what we come back to. And they're going for the line out once again.
In.
To the middle they go this time. Engaged and with Hogan again. Wall is there, back with Maloney McDonald. Lane is asking for everything they've got. And now it is going forwards again. One call at once, but for every inch Ireland will want to keep this ball in there and try and get Maloney McDonald to that line. And there is the line, and there is the try. No doubt about that one. It won't be Hogan, it will be Maloney McDonald. And Ireland have the lead in Clermont.
On a night like tonight, who cares who puts it down? Just get it down, just get those 5 points. You know, something else Scott Beeman spoke about in this. Oh, love that energy from Fiona Chute there. But what Scott Beeman has been talking about is the maturation of this squad. And in those couple of phases, we saw it, you know, the patience, going again, now going for the line out, the variety as well. I'm just absolutely loving to see it. And they deserved that try after that pressure.
Well, it's been one of the big areas of improvement in Dana O'Brien's game as she matures. Accuracy from the tee has really stepped up. 3 out of 3 in the first quarter against Italy. Slots that one. France 0, Ireland 7 after 12 minutes. Parsons on the kick receipt. 5 penalties conceded by France. Lane has allowed the French defensive line to really come up into the face of the Irish there as she really searched for the support. O'Brien sends it down. Brondo on for Arbez. Good work from Flood to hold on to the French fly half in the tackle. Kalfawi shows, rides the tackle, then gets the offload. Lovely from Asia Kalfawi. Bourdon-Sansus wants to go. Quick pace, quick tempo. It's all you come to expect from the nuggety French 9. Then it's there for Bertoumieux. How you can expect the Irish to put a shot on Axel Bertoumieux given the chance. as far upfield as we've seen them with ball in hand. Falraklo. Ireland haven't got a ton of defenders over on this side as Feliu looks to straighten and slips the ball away. Here come Les Bleus in response. Baudon Sansus, Dorothy Wall with the tackle. Back in field, Bertumieux. Would it be anybody else? Wrestling through.
No.
Hogan brings it to ground. In it comes Kalfawi, being driven single-handedly initially by Maloney McDonald. McGillivray in there as well. It'll come back on the French side. Options both ways. Off to the left they go. Bertumieux had to be a big hit. Lazarko on the outside. Kalfawi with depth and power. Well felled, but 2 meters out. Ireland over it. Look to lift it.
Penalty. Number 13, never offside.
Penalty against Aoife Dalton.
Yeah. Okay.
Yellow card time is up. France will get back to their full complement as Pauline Barat comes back to join us. Carla Arbers will stick this into the corner.
I mean, that's just a sign of how strong France are and how quickly they were able to get back up into Ireland's 22 and stay here now. But Ireland defence has been really impressive, but it's about how they're going to defend this maul. If it is, probably will.
They do engage them all. They get quick meters, and now the penalty. The advantage will be played. Falraklo pulls away, ready to receive it, accompanied by Bertumieux. Falraklo goes close. Then it's there, Mwayembe. Try given. Aoife Wafer did everything she could to get underneath it. But Stade Toulousain's on Mwayembe makes sure it's 1 try apiece as the French reply.
Yeah, they were always going to go for that maul, weren't they? And it was carelessly defended, actually, by Ireland. You have to stay on your feet no matter what. Oh, that's held up. Is that held up, Nick?
I'm sure we'll have an intervention if our TMO, Monsieur Penney, believes it's required.
Thank you.
Kick slotted by Carla Arbers. We are all square. Well, what a time to score your first try for your country. Under all the pressure of this fixture, all the talk during the week. It was a great try from the home side. France coming into this. Injuries, absentees. They lost, of course, Joe Grisey to an ACL injury against Italy. They're without the brain and pocket rocket power of Gabby Vernier. It's a loss of 59 caps of experience. The back line outside, Pauline Baudon Sansus, collectively played just 50 test matches. Oh, and it's a great intervention at the line out from Kira Zago, allowing France to strike here, having been flat and ready to play a defensive role. Played from Murray out to Barat. She'll be feeling fresh after 10 minutes on the sidelines. Léa Champon. Baudon Sansus for Arbers. The gap nearly opening up. Lovely ball back inside. Mané Feliu absolutely sailing into the Irish 22. Little bit of footwork needed from the 22-year-old Rousset. That's the turnover surely for Maloney McDonald, and the penalty will be awarded.
Fantastic turnover there from Cleena Maloney McDonald. She's been working so hard, and she's so capable of delivering in those key moments. You know, she doesn't get on the ball there, could be a very different ending to this phase of play. But this offload game that France have is just so damaging to defences. They're looking for whoever goes low, whether it be inside or outside defender, whoever goes low, they know and they have it read that the support is coming that side, and they can just pop it up. It's absolutely stunning to watch, and it gives the crowd a great boost. It puts them on the front foot, and it makes sure that the Irish defence is going backwards. It's really, really hard to defend, and they do it so beautifully.
It only escalates the importance of those interventions defensively when someone like Cleona Maloney-McDonald can get over that ball and stop it dead and allow Dana O'Brien to send it downfield. We had a little wander earlier in Clermont-Ferrand, didn't we? We bumped into the O'Brien family.
We did.
They were anxious, weren't they, over lunch?
We did, yeah, absolutely. But as you said, you're only really nervous if you think you can win. But they were. We met lots of mammies and daddies in green. It was great. What a great day.
Oh. Real contest all over the place. Wall. Central position Ireland here.
Stay there.
Lane. O'Brien. Oh, this is going aerially, and the chase is on the outside from Flood and from Dalton, who will double team the tackle. Bourdon Sansus. Falraclo. Brilliant athlete, great skill set. Will always make you meters. Madoussou Falraclo. Bourdon Sansus. He's got about 3.5 meters of distance on that, but it's always about the bounce. Probably won't have wanted to have handed Ireland a simple possession here.
Absolutely not. She almost regathered that herself as well, didn't she? I think this Irish defence is looking really good there. They're in the line really quickly. That's the thing. If you're going to play a kick-chase game, if you're at the bottom of a ruck, you can't stay there. You've got to get up. You've got to get back in the line. Every single body is needed to chase and close all of those gaps.
Wafer came round the front. Maloney-McDonald always bundled into touch. No sooner have France unwillingly handed the ball over to the Irish, but they look to wrestle it back, pushing the Irish into touch. And now they will have the line out with Lazarko. Take from Zaga. Arbez is getting a decent bit of depth on this, but it's not going to come to the fly half. Parsons takes them to halfway. O'Brien, do they fancy running this a little, Ireland? Long pass over the top, good hands from Hogan, and away onto Wafer. And Wafer, she knows her job. Take a couple out if you can, Aoife. I weren't sure who was getting that. Jungang did well. Back in for Hogan. Away for Lane, who wasn't expecting it, but if this is how the numbers work, then this is how they will work. O'Connor, just a second cap for the old Belvedere winger. Scored on debut last week. In from Lane. Jungang. Option is there with Perry. Shorter ball. Oh, and breaking through goes Wall. And the offload gets away. Fiona Chute for the line. Fiona Chute. Has she got the score? Oh! Munarini was a little behind the action. Such was the pace of Fiona Chute.
Yeah, please. Stay coming to you.
We're going to check it. Goodness me.
Please have a look to the grounding.
Stefano Penne.
On-field decision is try, check the grounding.
Being brought into the action once again. Ooh. It's a painful watch for Irish fans.
Oh. As a player, I can tell you that is single-handedly the most frustrating thing when you can feel the arms of Anais Grando. What a superb defensive effort from her.
Anais Grando has scored 3 tries in 2 games.
Okay, Clara, I have the decision.
Yes.
The ball has been held up into the in-goal area,
Okay.
so goal line
It's gonna be
drop
no
out.
try, goal line drop out. It's gonna be no try.
What an extraordinary effort from the French right winger. Playing on home turf, the 23-year-old
Wait, Pauline.
has shown serious heroics on the line to somehow get under the huge frame of Fiona Chute, who was a runaway giraffe at that point.
It's a wonderful breakthrough from Dorothy Wall as well, wasn't it? And to have Fiona Chute look this athletic as you like, second row pairing.
O'Brien gets it away for Waferwood. Back playing. It's a big collision in the middle there. Ireland get themselves another penalty.
Okay, I think different areas sometimes pass, but yeah, I'll have a look.
Right on cue. Erin King knew her role as captain there. Penalty count ticking to 6-7 now for the French. And she's got to be asking that question of the referee now, hasn't she, in terms of the discipline?
Yeah, it's really wise as well, because it's, you know, into the 24th minute, she sees them racking up, and then she takes a little bit, somehow kind of a lull in the stadium at that moment. It was a nice time to talk to Clara Monarini, really honestly, really like, we want to play quick. And Ireland is working really hard to get out of the French ruck as well, and Clara Monarini has been really clear in her comms as well, so nice by Erin King.
This restart area with the line out is proving to be so valuable for the Irish. Oh, they just slightly got in each other's way there. Wafer was unable to free herself to truly get the offload that Dalton wanted. And they just crossed lines. Collision forcing the ball out like a bar of soap. That'll frustrate the Irish.
There's no one defending them all either. It's a really nice little pop.
Offside? No, there? Yeah. Okay, no, I think it was okay, both teams.
But they just ran into the same gap, didn't they?
Player of the championship last year, 41% of the fan vote. Aoife Wafer narrowly edging out France's Manaye Feliu is by just 333 votes. 2 of the championship's biggest performers in that scrum right there. And that's Pauline Baudon-Sans-Souce, by the way, putting the ball in. Hammers it away, under pressure. Good kick. Oh, and over the shoulder of Flood. Tiptoes into the first tackle, gets the fend away. Lane. Flood. O'Brien is signalling to Lane where she wants her to give it, where she believes the opportunities are, where the safest carries will be while Ireland are still in their own half. Now hammers it downfield. Arbere's well positioned in the 22 and from inside the 22. Pushes Ireland just outside the 10-metre line inside French territory.
Stacey Flood, so physical, really nice carry from her there. She's got the lovely GAA way about the ball, her Gaelic football past, and how she's on the ball. It's really lovely to watch.
It was her distribution that put Bavin Parsons on the outside for the opening score last week, Stacey Flood. Oh, it's a loose one. Mathilde Zarco very happy to prey on that. And the Irish have no one in the backfield at the minute. Pauline Baudon-Sans-Souce will send it straight down there. And a scurrying Robin O'Connor has got work to do. She might let it go all the way, though. And we'll come back from where the ball was kicked. Opportunity was there to be taken, but just too much on it from Baudon-Sans-Souce.
Goodness, you know, Ireland have been talking about, and you know, you can see it that they're taking these opportunities more and more, but they are, you know, ambitious with them, and they are not hitting them all the time. But it's quite uncharacteristic of Pauline Bourdon-Sansus to kick the ball that long and kick it dead. She had the right idea. She spotted. She's wonderful at that. Looks up, can see it in a flash, can see it in her periphery even. And just took too much out of it. Nice scrum for Ireland just inside France's half.
23rd cap for Emily Lane. Equal highest assister in the tournament with 3, along with Barra. But they get the free kick, and Aoife Wafer knows only one way. Wall into the blue wall. McGillivray, nice movement on the outside. O'Brien round the corner, Flood joining the line, Parsons. That's a better platform. France go into turnover, Murray get in a good position, but it's going to be the penalty advantage now coming, and the blast, and now, well, Ireland have the penalty. Manaye Feliu will be had a word with.
We need a better behavior. The tackler has to roll. Okay. Number 4 before, now number 8. The tackler has to move. Okay. Not on the way on the number 9. Please fix it. Yes. Speaker, yeah.
That message has come straight from Erin King there, and she's right. Emily Lane, and just the work of the ball carrier, the clearer, the ball is ready to go, and Emily Lane is there ready to pass. And to be fair, refs more and more, they are being more patient if the attackers try and trap the defender in there. But if you're really not making enough of an effort to roll away. Number 4 first, number 8 second. She was very clear on the numbers. And the message is clear.
Just a second. Ready? Ready? Turn back on.
Everyone ready to play. Purposeful boot into the corner from O'Brien. Another attacking line out for the Irish. Ball down and transferred. Maloney McDonald at the back. Now they change direction, sensing where the weakness of strength was from the French. This is Ireland going in search of try number 2. Ball goes to ground. Wafer goes low herself. Wall handed it by Lane. Maloney McDonald's back in receiving position. Jungang gets on the shoulder. That might be the try. It is another one. And it's Maloney McDonald once more. The Irish front row working in tandem, and they have their second. Well, there's lots of whistles about a knock-on. Clara Murini is just having a little stroll and waiting for the intervention, and here it comes.
The ball has been touched by number 9. Yeah, we are the screen step.
Just this little misfumble from Emily Lane. Her body language tells you everything.
Knock on by 9, and they lead up to the try.
It also actually, that movement, I thought Emily Lane actually dummied it, which you're also not allowed to do. But it did force that French defence actually offside, which actually opened the whole kind of inside for Kleena to score that try. It's a funny feeling when you know that there's more and more cameras on the game every year as the women's game grows. And you know that, oh, I may have knocked it on there, or I may have done something, and you're just so afraid that a camera might pick it up. It's just so possible that it will now. And for Emily Lane, sadly, Emily, there's too many cameras on the game tonight.
Two-thirds of the possession for Ireland. All level on the scoreboard. Champon breaking from the base into Lane, whose knock-on gave the French the position. Now the penalty. Wafer going beyond in trying to wrestle possession back.
The ball carrier is doing really well on the ball placement at times to put that ball just a little bit further away, so it's forcing the defender slightly off her feet. Good call by Minorini there, because if Wafer is onto her elbows and she comes back up, you can't go for the ball just after doing that.
Quickly down off the top. Arbez, France playing from their 22. Feliu plays at centre for Club Grenoble. French women's rugby fans are used to seeing Feliu in the centre. And now Wafer, the Irish have got onto this. They're hoping to have held this up. A call of once from referee Munarini. It's going to be the turnover for the Irish. That is brilliantly worked. And Wafer, perhaps to emphasise it, determined to be the one to come away from the ball, from the maul with the ball.
My God, that is fantastic work. She sees that Manae Feliu has carried a little bit high. She's straight on the ball, clamping it around. As soon as you get on the ball like that, and you can feel yourself going backwards as a defender. She's been bounced off this tackle here. And you're right. It is that frustration for going off her feet there before. She's like, I am winning that next ball, whatever it may be. Clamping the arms around it. You can see Feliu wrestling to get it free.
It was a central positional scrum against Italy in a similar position last week for the Irish. It's not quite going to be the same call. It was a little closer to the line, but this time it's Lane on the wraparound, and then Flood just slightly used up the space into Bavin Parsons there, but Ireland maintain possession, and it's Dora Wall, Maloney McDonald. Such a competition at the breakdown once more. O'Brien, they've just lost a little bit of momentum here. That's nice, though, from Wafer to ensure that the momentum was kept as the playing support came round the outside. Lane, Jungang, shapes on the outside. The intricacy of the footwork from Linda Jungang in contact is some of the best in the world, by the way. McGillivray, Dalton, O'Brien. Room for O'Connor. O'Connor trying to stay alive, but pushed into touch by the French covering defence.
You can see as well that Ireland are at times reluctant to go into that wider channel because of that really powerful defence by France. The defence has been outstanding. Those offensive tackles coming from inside the 5-metre line, they've given their own defensive set just such energy, and it's things like that as well that when you're in a position like that, you're like, I can do this all day, no problem.
Great from Zago again. Always the one to take it on. And then Bertumia. Bonan-Sansus with the clearance. But from where the French line-out was, they pushed the Irish 15 metres further away.
Last feet.
Francois Ratier, former Canada coach, took them to the Rugby World Cup final in 2014. A couple of years with Stade Bordelais, winning back-to-back titles in the Elite 1. The man chosen to replace the dual coaching ticket 2 from 2 so far. But he knows that 4th in the world France against 5th in the world Ireland was going to be his sternest test in the early part of his tenure and this next World Cup cycle. Ireland on the attack. O'Connor coming across. Lane has a look short side. Penalty.
Pass the ruck.
Ireland clearing players past the ruck.
13.
It's gone against Aoife Dalton.
Oh, it's so frustrating again. You know, Ireland are doing so well to hang on to the ball, build phases. But you wonder as the clock ticks on and the amount of possession that they have and the amount of opportunities that they're picking out, they should start to tick over just a little bit more on the scoreboard, because we know how dangerous France can be. We saw how quickly they scored their first try.
We're also used to this France team only scoring 1 try in the first 40 so far in this Guinness Women's Six Nations, and then getting a hat load in the second half. Ireland will be wary of that threat too. Keenness to compete at the breakdown needs to come with composure from the visitors. Falraclo steps out of 1 tackle, makes France 7 or 8 metres in the carry. Arbez into midfield. Feliu. Rousset for Champon. Arbez wanted Lazarko on the inside, who just overran the line slightly, so Arbez had to carry. Rousset, well, won't get it. It's Moyembe who dips the shoulder in, but has Aoife Dalton got a hand in there to get that back on the Irish side? Not enough. Lazarko, oh, it's nice. Little dummy, and back inside she goes. Barra dragged into the contest. That was well done by O'Connor. Berthoumieux frees the arm, couldn't get the offload to her own teammate. The Irish send it backwards, but somehow Bourdon-Sansus comes up with it. But it was a knock-on in there from Les Bleus. 3 minutes remain in the first half. It's flown by.
3 minutes, you said? My goodness.
Yeah, not played to go.
That little offload by France again that gives them such momentum, doesn't it? This is really well intercepted by Fiona Chute, and then so wise from France to just dive over to really secure that ball.
Let's go. Let's have a look. Yeah, we are checking everything, as you probably know.
Love that from Clara Minorini. It's a 39th test match for Clara Minorini, the first time refereeing this fixture.
Thank you. Pauline.
It's El Perry that needs a bit of attention there.
Check. That is no, it's okay.
She's made 8 tackles so far.
It's a forward pass. Thank you.
Here's a little Aoife Wafer highlights reel. Try in each half of this match last year at the Kingspan. It's 72 metres from 12 carries and a couple of turnovers.
Look at her face every time she carries the ball.
I say this with due respect to Aoife Wafer, but if I was playing against her, I'd rather not, because I know what's coming.
You know what it is as well? She kind of takes off with the ball, and then you see that change in her step, like that pace that goes into her legs to accelerate through the contact. And you know, she's one of these players, you know, given how much we know about Aoife Wafer and the name Aoife Wafer, you know, she's still only on her 19th cap today. I think she came into this squad with kind of like youthful, I don't care. And she still carries that.
And for all the world champion Red Roses that exist, probably one of the first names on the first ever British and Irish Lions team sheet. All that to come in the future of the women's game that we love so much. As Ireland kick downfield, looking to put pressure on Barra, but the youngster on just her 3rd cap, 21 years of age, is proving to have all the composure and maturity of someone with 10 times the number of caps she has. That kick away will work very nicely for France. Probably the furthest they've pushed Ireland back towards their own line all half.
Saying about prefer not to play against Aoife Wafer. Well, Medusa Fowler close. Absolutely threatening ball carrier. She makes so many metres after contact. She thinks she's had the most dominant carries in the Six Nations so far. You see what Stacey Flood is trying to do there, just maybe add a little bit of a variety to their attack, because they've been hammering and hammering and hammering, and it's still only 7-7. Just probably, yeah, maybe she's trying to put Pauline Barat under a bit of pressure, you know, the youth of Pauline Barat, but don't see any naivety shining through in how Barat plays. She's sublime.
Dalton with the carry, off O'Brien. O'Brien under a lot of pressure. Straight down the centre of the park. Arbez for Barat, the formerly mentioned. Lovely step. Oh, that is the turnover, though. That is superb from the skipper.
Oh, again, stemming the flow of the France attack, and the drums started to go and everyone starts to get excited, and Erin King, no thanks, arrête ça, she said. In over the ball, beautiful turnover.
The dummy and the step from Barat. But as you say, Erin King with the release and then straight over the top of it.
Ireland's defence did really well there on the chase, because Stacey Flood had to step back into that backfield space to not leave it exposed, and left a big gap, but the players around her shut it down immediately, and they shut down Pauline Barat, and that is Aoife Wafer in the air.
Certainly is. Front of the line out for the Irish as the clock ticks into the red. They have a long way to go if they're going to rumble to the try line from here, but it is under the arm of Cliona Maloney McDonald. King, lane away for McGillivray. Wall. How the Irish would love a score to show their dominance over this first 40. Jungang stays on her feet and rides an extra metre. Lane up for Perry. Popular figure at Gloucester Hartpury since she's joined the Ireland fray. Wall a little flat-footed. The Irish need some momentum.
Use it!
Fiona Chute driven back. They can't afford the handling error. It will be the end of the half. Allez les Bleus rings around the Stade Marcel Michelin, determined to energise the home side for this defensive set. Now they head to the right island. O'Brien, Dalton, so strong.
No.
Oh, but it's been knocked forwards. In fact, it's the penalty. It's the turnover. It is brilliant. Gave her the big build. Pauline Barat spares the French blushes at the end of a first half, where Ireland have thrown absolutely everything at the French. But in typical style, the home side have weathered the storm, taken the one opportunity presented to them, and we know what a second half team the French can be. It is poised as perfectly as that at half-time in Clermont-Ferrand. At half-time, it's France 7, Ireland 7.
Well, what a first half. Plenty of talking points. Delighted. Joining me in studio is Ireland's Adele McMahon and former Ireland international Lindsay Peat. Lindsay, where to begin? 7-all at the break, but it really should be advantage Ireland.
Listen, I'm glad it's half time. I think we can all say we're happy for the break to take a bit of rest, because my heart's gone through my chest. But what a half of rugby, especially from those in a green jersey. It has been an unbelievable performance, and they stuck to their game plan. They brought the tenacity and the aggression to France. They went through their phases, and we knew if they were going to give this French team a rattle, they had to keep the ball and go on the front foot and on the attack. They have been absolutely brilliant, and the only thing missing, Nicola, is the fact that the scoreboard isn't in a greater advantage. They've been so unlucky, and I know Nick Heath said there as he tapered off that the French have weathered the storm, but I think there's a bit of luck in that as well. I think we've been very, very unlucky. We have played all the rugby and they've been sensational.
Adele, how impressed have you been at, as Lindsay said, the quick start, but also keeping that momentum up throughout the first half? Yeah,
our ability to retain possession. I've been so impressed by our whole pack. Scrums have been so solid. Our line out is a go-to. You can see how comfortable Dana is when we get those penalties, we get unbelievable turnovers from the likes of Maloney McDonald from Wafer in pivotal moments in the game as well. And Dan is very comfortable to go to the corner knowing that our line out and our maul is working really, really well. Yeah, very impressive on their carries. A bit like Pete said, it's just getting those 5 points. We've played all the rugby, we've all the possession, and it's just getting scores on the board now.
Now, Lindsay, we thought we were off the mark after 10 minutes with a first try. It was disallowed. Brittany Hogan's try. We'll see it here shortly. We'll start here with Dana O'Brien on the break. If you could just talk us through this one.
I tell you, Dana O'Brien's really impressed me. This is a typical. She just drew the defender. She gave a lovely little pop pass to Robin O'Connor, who did fantastically well to retain the possession. And then again, just quick ruck ball that's essential to Ireland being on the front foot. And then again, they keep attacking the blind. So this is obviously something they've identified with this French team. And I love their game management. Again, Robin O'Connor comes in there, plays 9. I love the fact that Maloney McDonald's been on the ball, Dorothy Wall, Aoife Wafer, all making big gain line carries. And just again, here we see the management just slowing the ball, making sure they retain possession. I'm surprised Erin King still has a neck after a double roll there. But again, they just they know the plan, they keep picking the ball and keep going. And again, we just see Brittany here. She gets lovely and low and sees the line, and you wouldn't blame her for... It's a hard one because she didn't fully go to ground, but you can see where the referee saw that double movement. But I think from start to finish, the only thing that was missing there was just that finish. Everything that Ireland put through, the game management, the slow ball management, the draw and give. And I have been really impressed with Dana O'Brien. She's a general out there today, and it's the first time I've seen her with such confidence and just commanding the players around her, exactly like a 10 should do.
And Adele, no fear from the off, really, wasn't it?
No, absolutely. You can see that. They're very confrontational, player for player, whether it's on attack or defence. The girls are really fronting up. You can see their ball carriers like Brittany Hogan taking one-on-ones, Dorothy Wall taking one-on-ones. The girls are going for it, and you can see that confidence building into the game. They're not getting disheartened that we're getting tries held up. They're going again for it and working for every yard that they're getting.
And I know Dana has impressed you as well.
Yeah, no, I've been very impressed with how, even the England game, she's taking risks. She's really pushing that boundary, going for the 5 metre. I know when I'm on the field, I can confidently ask her to get me a line out on the 5, and you back her for that because she's bold and she's backing her skill to go there. And like you said, she's still very young, but she's really come into the Six Nations.
She's definitely plays what's in front of her. That's definitely a difference I've seen in her today. She would have been, to me, at times looked very prescribed. And that's good for a new player fresh in with early caps. But today, as I said, that she's like a general. She's playing what she sees in front of her. And it's only a simple draw and give to some people. But in the heat of battle now, away to France, she really put Robin O'Connor through.
Now, Lindsay, the try did come 2 minutes later, and someone you know very well, Cliona Maloney McDonald, with the try, and much deserved.
Yeah, look, the maul, France struggled with the maul setup of Wales last week, and Ireland obviously identified a weakness here. But what is pivotal here is this Irish team never gave up. They just kept changing the point of contact, and they kept trying to build momentum, and they were so patient. And again, they just kept building. Ellen Perry deserves a big credit at the front, because you could see her taking out 3 French players. Fiona Chute there commanding her players, and that is so hard to drag forward, but she's telling them where to go. Keep driving. That communication is key. It looks pretty simple, but especially Elena there at the front, Pez, as she's better known as, that is so hard to keep driving, and as I said, keeping the attention.
The awareness that she's got 3 people on her, and with one hand let go, she's automatically shifted that weight for the Irish pack to go forward and taking 3 bodies with her. So it's to do that under pressure in a stadium like that, and a French crowd not wanting you to score, it's very impressive.
Absolutely. Now, they did go on to score a good reply, Mwembe's try, Adele. But a bit of controversy here, perhaps. I know you both felt that it was held up. We're going to watch it back here. Adele, what did you make of this? I
think, given Ireland's run of just having a try held up for themselves and very quickly going to TMO, probably what surprised me the most is that this wasn't reviewed at all.
Yeah.
You're not even mentioned by TMO. I'm sure that it was probably mentioned by players in questioning, but I really would be going to the ref to question, especially when Ireland have been scrutinised on 3 of their tries now by TMO decisions.
Bit of inconsistency?
Yeah, as players, like, that's all we'd ever ask, is that there's consistency on both sides, and to be on the side going in at half-time that, you know, this Irish team are down 3 tries because of TMO intervention, which is, again, rightly so when you see the replay. But the fact that we do, I think it's pretty clear that Mwembe was held up there, Aoife Way for getting her hands underneath. And again, when players that don't normally respond, you know, they're onto something there. So even the fact she didn't ask the question is quite frustrating now, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, what do you do in that situation as a player? You know, when you are frustrated and you feel things maybe aren't fair, I mean, how does that feel, and how do you go about dealing with it on the pitch?
In the moment, you kind of have to disregard. You need to really put aside whether you're going to be on the side of the ref or not, when to push questions. And I do think Erin's done a very good job. She's come in and interjected a couple of times, mentioning about penalty count. I think they were on 6 or 8 with 24 minutes in, which is quite a lot early on. And she's just probing the questions away at the ref. How many penalties are in a row now? Inconsistency, not rolling away at the ruck, and probably getting a little bit feisty at breakdown. So the ref is now having a word, and things are starting to sway Ireland's way in terms of what pictures are we seeing at the breakdown, and are France getting away. But for me, on that kind of TMO, that's where sometimes you get help from the sideline. You might get whoever's in running water on kick and tee just to drop a word to a player and be like, just push that at the ref. You know, can we have a look at TMO? Are they responding to things like that?
Then another disallowed try, Lindsay, a half of almost. This one, Fiona Chute had crossed, but it was judged to have been held up. Grando, she did get her hand underneath. She's been great for France as well.
Unbelievable, but this all starts from the line that Dorothy Wall cut. Absolutely rips the French defence, who actually have been very solid, rips them apart. And what a one-handed offload and a support line by Fiona Chute. So, to be honest, it's actually the laws of physics that someone's hanging off Fiona and her momentum is going, and it's just the way she actually falls. She just can't get it down. So the timing of the French defenders have just gotten a well there, and they did, to be fair. It's extremely hard to have all that timing aligned to hold up, especially in that instance, a try from being awarded. But Ireland again did everything right. Their style of play, and they're cutting, you know, they're attacking France from different angles, and they're so clinical. Their timing, everything's perfection. So to see these tries not being allowed, again, like the French are, you know, their scramble defence and their endeavour has been commendable. But yeah, I just think she's very unlucky there. I think the laws of physics just weren't on her side, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, and we'll finish off our dissection of this part of the analysis, Adele, with another disallowed try. Cliona Maloney-McDonald again. She's been excellent as well. We'll talk about her a bit more later. But just in terms of this disallowed try for a knock-on, Adele, what did you make of this one?
I think, again, Ireland know that the maul is a real weapon for them. I think France, even against Wales, that's where they conceded their first try against. Ireland scrambling well. They don't look like Emily's is letting the forwards do their work. They're picking and going. Big carry from Wafer. Excellent clear by Nancy McGillivray. And just patience here. And it's just that little error. You know, as a forward, you're on the ground, you want that ball safe, you're holding on for dear life because you don't want it to roll out of the ruck and a French player to get on it. So it's very, I'm sure Emily's going to be very frustrated with that little knock on there, but it's just, you know yourself, Pete, when you're in the heat of the moment, you want to look after that ball. That slight grip probably takes away from Emily getting a smooth ball away to Cliona, and it's very harsh when you've got so many camera angles now. Things like that don't get missed in the game.
I suppose that one in particular is probably one we could have done without. Like, it's an unforced error on our side, and I think when it comes down to it, both myself and Edel have been forward. So in those short pick and carries, pick and goes, you have time on the ball to even just pop it up. So I suppose it's easy for us to scrutinise here, but Emily just can rather look at the ball rather than the pod beside her, because she knows where they are. And look, this is frustration because this Irish team deserve to be at least 20 points ahead. Like, if you look at even the unconverted tries, there's 15 points there gone from us, and I would hate at the end of this match that we're sitting here saying the most deserved team weren't on the winning side of the scoreboard, and that's the disappointing part. But I just hope that the management are telling them, you're doing all the right things, and these scores will come. Keep the next 10 minutes are going to be the key 10 minutes of this game, I'm telling you now, because the French are going to be galvanised. They're going to look at all that defence, and they're going to come out with their tails up and all guns blazing. So if Ireland can weather the first 10 minutes and we're still in this game, it's ours there for the taking.
Yeah, Adele, bring us inside the dressing room at this moment in time where the girls will be at the moment. I mean, what's going on in there? As Lindsay says, we hope we're not looking back at points in this first half. So how do you make sure, you go back out and those first 10 minutes are as strong as they can be?
They will come together as a leadership group for off. They'll have Fiona too in there as vice captaincy and running those line-outs along with Erin and Dan, kind of key leaderships. And they'll take their minute to get their refuel, to just calm, relax and gather their thoughts before they kind of rush into anything with high emotion. The environment is to be very steady and to make decisions based on what you're actually presented with, not entirely with what you feel. Frustrations from the ref, take that out of it. What are we doing really well? I think we're marshalling the pitch and the territory excellently. Just like Pete said, I think we're doing all the right things, and the girls will be reiterated that to keep going, because the tries will come. We're battering away at the French. The maul is working really well for us. Our kick territory, how we're attacking down the blind, I think all of those are working really well for us. So we won't see a deviation from, I think, how we're playing at the moment. And to be honest, I think we've a pack that's raring to come on with a lot of experience and engine as well, that we can see change a game if we need to see a game plan after 10 minutes in France, maybe start to change the picture. I have a lot of confidence in, you've got the likes of Sam Monaghan coming off the bench, big leader in a role. Ruth Campbell, yeah,
I'll tell you one person, two people actually, definitely Ruth Campbell and Sam on it, and the whole bench will be looking to come on, but those two in particular will be looking at that, and they will have played they all would have played every phase, but in particular I know Sam has been struggling with injuries, and she's someone who could have stolen line outs and will add to this when she come on, but that's not to take away from any of the 15 that have put in one of the best halves of rugby that I've seen in an Ireland jersey, and that's testament to all the work. But when you were back in, obviously Edel's just out at the moment with injury, and but what a performance. And I do think, like you said, 10 minutes, weather the storm, but keep the possession and don't deviate from anything we've been doing.
I think the only thing, yeah. I don't see the game plan shifting too much. And then, like I said, 10 minutes in, if we start to see a different French picture, there'll be a bit of a bomb squad coming on with a game plan to counteract that.
Very, very quickly, Lindsay, because the teams, as we can see now, are just coming out again. But very quickly, that quarter-final defeat by France last year in the World Cup, how much will that come into play now in terms of this is our chance to, to go and get them?
Well, look, we talk, Nicola, about these 1% all the time, and as athletes, it's very hard in elite sport to get this 1%, but that 1% will be coming in the hurt. That was the last year's quarter-final. Fantastic.
Let's hope so. Well, now, as I said, the teams are coming back out onto the pitch, so it's time to pass back to our commentary team, where Anna Capeless is alongside Nick Heath.
Minutes alone. 15 by Falraclo, 12 by Zago, 15 Lazalco. Ireland have made France work, but crucially, all square on the scoreboard. Dana O'Brien gets the second half underway. Where will the levels of belief be sitting for both of these sides? The French, who know they have bags of second half performances in their locker. How is my co-commentator feeling, former Irish international Anna Capeless?
Well, what a first half we were treated to. I think Ireland would be frustrated that they're not higher up in the scoreboard, but you know what? They can't be sulking or feeling sorry for themselves. They've just got to go again. The big thing about this team is the 80-minute performance. It can't stop at 40. They've just got to keep motoring and keep going in the second half.
One of the telling statistics from the first half. Points per visit to the 22. For France, 2.33. For Ireland, 0.64. They spent a lot of time in the French front garden, but they were not invited in for tea. Lane, shoot. One of those who had a great first half. Somehow turtled on the line by Anaïs Grando, the youngster who got underneath. couple of close calls and nearly scores for Ireland that could have been in that first 40. Parsons gets in and plays scrum half. Expect the Irish to no doubt point out any further indiscipline from the French, giving away 9 penalties in that first half. It's a good kick from O'Brien. Is it a 50-22? Not quite. Albez was there. That'll do from an Irish perspective.
Not too far off, you know, that we might have been celebrating a 50-22 there, which is such a nice moment to start your second half off with. But trust Carl Arbez to track that ball and just keep it in field. But you know what? It's not too far away from where they would have had that line out. So calm little start from Ireland.
Off the top, O'Brien. Dalton. Steps in. Ball presentation decent enough. Shoot again. There's a bit of a scrap off the ball, and it's the pile of bodies that Brittany Hogan was running towards. It all breaks up now, but Ireland go again. O'Brien, and then joining comes Flood. O'Connor. There is spice and needle in this game, and no mistake. Scraps everywhere as Wall is set back. Good reach and hands from Jungang.
Not on the 9.
You get a low error count from Linda Jungang. The 55th cap, the most cap to the squad. Missed just 1 game since her debut in 2019. Erin King, the skipper. Again, it's a long spell of possession from the Irish. It's more phases. But the French are soaking it up defensively. Dalton.
Ball is available.
Jungang again. Tries to stay on her feet. Shoots. Oh, over the ball goes Charlotte Escudero and wins the penalty over Fiona Chutes.
On the ball.
Strong from the replacement. Started at number 8 during that Rugby World Cup quarter-final.
That's why she was brought in, wasn't it? Escudero, we could see her warming up down here in front of us and starting straight away from the second half. She just wanted to get on that ball, but those big double tackles putting Ireland back are just being so meaningful for the defence. Again, the French defence are just capitalising off that, and that's what it leads to as well. This tiny half gap, and it's all Charlotte Escudero needed there to get on the ball.
Incidentally, the change from Escudero was actually for Kira Zago, who was winning a fair amount of line-outs first half, but with Zago off the field, Manaye Feliu will be taking a place in the second row. So it's allowing Escudero to join that back row. France in possession, Baudon Sansus. Wall with the tackle. Oh, Escudero with the juggle. Happy enough that Lazarko was on the shoulder to take it. Arbez was hot-footing, dancing, wanting quick ball, but Erin King has snuffed out the French again.
What a turnover again, those tiny, tiny gaps that are between the ball carrier and the support. The world-class players like Escudero, Erin King getting on that. Oh, it's just tit for tat, isn't it? It's relentless, there's no let up here.
This is a tussle between the two 22s and about who can break through and catch with that juggle from Escudero. Woo.
Millimetres.
Hot potato stuff. Lane sets it up for McGillivray. Wafer. Then it's there for Hogan. Oh, tipped on for King, but she couldn't take it. Escudero senses a chance outside for Murray, who has Barra on the outside.
Tackle!
Parsons looked to stay strong in the contact to try and slow France down. Big carry then, again, from Berthoumieux. Wall was ready for the tackle. Arbez, Feliu, Wayembe gets the offload away, prop to Kalfawi and Chambon, the little ball back inside. France with their tails up and playing the jouet that we've come to love. Arbez, Lazarco. Here come Les Bleus. Arbez, the dummy, it's opening up for the fly half. Bourdon Sans-Souce on the shoulder, but couldn't take it and knocks it on. Ireland will get the chance to breathe. Lane back for O'Brien, the dummy from the fly half, the look for the clearance. The referee will call advantage over. It's Léa Maury, the chance to counter-attack. Dalton couldn't make the hit. Maury back into the heart of things in the Irish 22.
Leave it! Let it come!
The defensive set continues for the girls in green. Barat, long one out. Rousset is shown the door.
Oh my goodness. That is heart-stopping stuff, you know that. Oh, great vision from Arbez and just gathered by Aoife Wafer there, but yes, Bevan Parsons, that little hand was all that was needed there to slow Rousset down just that fraction for Aoife Dalton to get that time to get across. It was France's turn to be bundled into touch there. You wonder if that'll be written down now as stats for a missed tackle, because sometimes they are, you know, like just, but sometimes it's all you need.
Orban Rousset will be telling the kit man, make the shirt tighter next week. Fiona Chute needing a bit of attention. Frankly, I think the other 29 players on the field will have hugely appreciated the chance to pause as La Marseillaise rings around. Ireland to get themselves out of trouble from Wall. Oh, that's good footwork. Nicely done from Brittany Hogan. Kalfawi looking to counter-attack. Clara Mullerini has to get out the way as Dana O'Brien makes the clearance and sends France as far back away from their line as they can. Assistant Amber Stunt-Dunson marks it, but here comes, well, 5 replacements at once.
11 and 12.
The big change that Scott Beeman loves to see. He said to us during the week, Anna, I just love the aesthetic of it, the bomb squad style change of a number of players in one go.
I think we all do, to be fair, but it's not just the aesthetic, it's how it looks like to the opposition. Oh my God, there's reinforcements coming aplenty here. It's nice to make that entrance alongside your friends and impact straight away.
Dana Maloney-McDonald replaced, Brittany Hogan replaced, Nancy McGillivray replaced. We'll try and update the rest of them as we go. It's Wall with the carry. It's Sam Monaghan who has come onto the field. Oh, but the turnover. Look who it is. It's Escudero once more. She was second for turnovers in the whole of the Rugby World Cup with 9. Of course, Gabby Vernier was top. But another key intervention, and could it be an intervention that sets France on their way to that Irish try line?
6 moves up.
Now it will be the change. Bertumeu will leave the field, replaced by Siobhan Soketa. Dunedin-born, some Irish heritage. You don't get a surname like Soketa, but a first name Siobhan without a bit of that. Oh, just lost and tipped over the top, but it might work out. Tayani Feleou, sister of the skipper, driving to the line. France peel left, they might have numbers, but Bourdon Sans-Souce fancies it the other way. Foul Raclo. Wayembe. Oh, they might have an extra defender in the form of the post there. The Irish, it worked nicely for them. Bourdon Sans-Souce. Arbez will help herself. Carla Arbez. A try against Italy. And she's added a key one against Ireland. Puts France into the lead for the first time in the match.
Beautiful carry from Tani Felu in the middle. You can see why she enjoys that centre space to just run at it hard and gather those meters. Carla Arbez, no need to tell her twice. And I have to say, the crowd tonight at Stade Marcel Michelin have played their part, haven't they? They've really got into it.
Time to catch her breath before adding the extras. France 14, Ireland 7. Couple of times in the second half, Arbez has just been shown the door by Ireland as they prepare to defend on the outside, and it's the awareness with her 15s and 7s experience that Carla Arbez goes through. Knowing the ability of France to take off once they get their noses in front in the second half. Well, you know the value of an Ireland score soon. It has to come if they're going to have any belief of walking away with something from the Stade Marcel Michelin.
Last feet, last feet, last feet.
Flood slipped it away for Anna McGann, who has come onto the field. Scored off the bench last week.
Ball is there.
Lane. King. O'Brien. Oh, that was just a little over the head of Parsons. You sense she wanted to come in and look for it. She was almost on a perfect angle to hit the right sort of pass, but perhaps O'Brien, the last time she looked, Parsons was wide. By the time the pass came, Parsons had come in a little. She was in space, though. As David Humphries watches on.
Sparks are still flying here, Nick. There's still tensions brewing and bubbling all day. The stakes are so high.
Ozako to the tail. Falraklo receives it. Don't see that too often. She's the player that comes around the corner and makes meters and crosses the gain line, as Falraklo always does. Oh, Bourdon Sansu's quick ball, but penalty.
Sorry, okay. Time off. Time off, please.
Just took a while to come.
Time off. Time off, please.
Aoife Wafer just needing some attention.
Erin, just a small things. Penalty against, leave the ball. Okay. I don't want to go 10 meters. Okay, yeah. Leave the ball immediately. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, these carries from France are stunning. And you see there, you have to stay in the ruck. If you go past the ruck, you're stopping those defenders coming around, which actually opened up that gap, which the Clermont crowd got very excited about. But Clara Monorini was on it straight away, wasn't she? She recognised one that Ireland had committed earlier in the game, so she called it straight away. Yes. Ruth O'Reilly leading the sing-song, former Irish international prop and full-time legend.
You know where she's going after the game, don't you?
I hope we're going there as well, are we?
They're very difficult, these trips abroad, Anna. We have to stay together and, you know, find a way to relax afterwards. Niamh Jones is onto the field. One of those replacements, somehow, in my mind, still underrated as a player. Multiple title-winning hooker with Gloucester Hartpury, three-peat champions in Premiership Women's Rugby in England. Aoife Wafer, she took a bit of a knock. She was very happy to tell the physio she's going nowhere. Now Lane, not much on here. Wall. Replacement Niamh O'Dowd, another one of those from the Gloucester Hartpury stable, newly signed this season. And then Eve Higgins, just failed, but able to get back to her feet on her 35th cap. Eve Higgins, plenty of experience, able to bring into that Irish midfield. Wafer going in to steal it. Where's the ball? It's there for Lane. Short again, they get it away.
No!
Oh, flag just goes up on the far side. Rebecca Piddleson saw it, and we're seeing a little bit more of things bubbling over, and Aoife Wafer very happy to be the peacemaker on this occasion.
She walks away nodding. Oh, Eve, you know, we talk about the bomb squad here, and you know, the girls all coming on together. Oh my goodness, that was literally just the stud on Anna McGann's boot that went into touch there. But we're talking about the bomb squad, the calibre of player in that bomb squad. Have you got Niamh Jones, Niamh O'Dowd, Sam Monaghan, Eve Higgins, Anna McGann? Like, that is absolutely class.
Grondo. Bourdon Sansus wants to get the call as to whether this is a ruck inside the 22, because she can clear this directly to touch if it is, and she does.
Inside, was inside.
The Irish are protesting, but Munarini gave the clear call.
Niamh Jones made 100% of her tackles last year in the 2025 Six Nations. She is an absolute beast. Small in stature, huge in heart. And a damn good tackler.
Into midfield it goes. Higgins, little stop-go, and then gets a chance to pump the athletic legs through the gap. Now a penalty advantage. Will Ireland do much with this, or would they rather have the call? It's Monaghan who puts body on the line first of all. Flood. France try and hold up Stacey Flood. He gets a knee to the floor. They've got to release, which they do. And then Flood gets back to her feet.
It's really well defended by Pauline Barra there to spot Stacey getting up and having another sniff.
O'Brien. Flood dummies it on the inside. Meters just proving hard to break down here from Ireland. There's certainly plenty of width, there's plenty of endeavour. But are they crossing the gain line enough? Are they threatening France enough? The blue wall line of defence is doing enough, as the scoreboard shows the home side in front. They come back for the penalty. Is there a case at this point, Anna Caplis, for 3 points from the boot of Dana O'Brien?
She's looking at him.
Test match management.
Erin King, points up.
It's going to be the call.
Again, Eve. Such a destructive player. Straight away when she goes on the ground, she actually grabs that French jersey, making it even harder for her to roll away. Scott Beeman there, top right.
Well, he said this week, we're ready for this one. Aoife Wafer said, I think we owe them one. They've not been shy of a word or two, and we love that.
He tried to convince us it wasn't a revenge match, didn't he?
Yeah, it's just a game. Well, this is Dana O'Brien to try and take that game to a 4-point one. It felt like a bit of a heavy connection, and she's pushed it. Change made for Ireland. Ruth Campbell will now come on after Dorothy Wall has made 17 carries. Got through the tackle count as well. Arbez wants to put as much distance on this as possible. It's been controlled by Higgins. All the Irish players knew, don't touch the ball. You'll be in an offside position. You'll give possession away. O'Brien. Barra worked hard to take it on the full. as did Flood. Looks at the options, Wafer, happy to be one of them. Into Lazarko. Oh, it's a little bit of pressure around that breakdown as Erin King comes forward. Escudero is pushed away off it by Jungang. Still working hard. O'Brien, Dalton, Parsons, not getting much time on the ball, or the time and space that she would really love to have. O'Dowd with the carry. Lane. Lazarko is it who is down in the middle of the field, and we are going to have to pause the game as Ireland started to play it back towards the player on the ground. Well, if at this stage it's cramp, I wonder if Clara Mouniri, had she known that, would have tried to allow play on, but...
It's a good point, yeah. Is it a real injury? But cramp is can really stop you in your tracks as well. But that's Mathilde Lazarko on the ground. Local player, the only player in the squad who came through the underage ranks here. They're very proud of her. She's a hometown hero.
She was part of the preparation for Rugby World Cup 25. Wasn't involved in the squad, but it's perhaps a symbol of how she looks so comfortable, why she seems so familiar in her interactions on field and off. They know her well around here.
But on your feet. Okay, 2.
You can see as well this urgency from Ireland to get the ball into Aoife Wafer's hands, just to get those carries. Again, it's about the momentum you get off the carry. That defence, that French defence has to go backwards, and as quick as Ireland want to play, that means that France are having to make those tackles as they're moving backwards.
Aoife Wafer is not far off 100 metres made so far in this match. Over 18 carries. Most of those is what Pauline Barrat from France, which is counter-attack metres running from the back of the field. That tells the story in itself. There's a look at the tackles made. Berthoumier up to 25.
Massive defensive effort from France.
It's not dissimilar in terms of story from last year. Possession and metres and opportunities for Ireland. But France sticking it in defensively and doing enough on the scoreboard to come away with the win. They've got 20 minutes to prove it's going to be a repeat of that history.
And more stability, please. Support your body weight. Steady until the ball is in.
Farewell conversation going on, not only among the French coaches, but also among the Irish backs. Emily Lane has come back and had a good old chat with Dana O'Brien. And Stacey Flood directly behind her. They'd love to strike something first phase here. And it's a shove from the French forwards that are having to deal with first. Wafer, it was slightly slow for Lane. And then Flood on the wraparound. Easy to drift and defend so far from France. Lane for King. Jungang. Dalton had to paddle slightly to get there. O'Brien, it is going to work to find that outside channel, but Grando had done really well to come across, and the support ball inside only finds the French captain. Heaved away, Escudero. Quick look on the outside from Moyembe. Tayani Feleou to help secure. And Bourdon Sansus, that little low, scurrying, menacing form. Who's she going to pick out to unpick another defence? She's going to do it herself. Get the offload away to accomplice Asia Kalfawi. And it's Falraclo from Moyembe. And they're queuing up to play rugby. Soqueta with the carry. Now the width. Tayani Feleou. Léa Moury gets the fend into Dalton and into the Irish 22. And the leg drive to boot. Oh, they look for Escudero. Kalfawi got in the way. The ball went backwards. Rousset will help protect it. Falraclo wants the ball again. Allez les Bleus again. Escudero Ireland have to do what they can in terms of defensive composure. Elisa Rifono. May well be introduced soon, but here comes Bourdon sans Sousse again. Rousset stepping in on O'Brien. The release has to come. Escudero, helped along by Léa Champon. Fiona Chute stays down. It may just be cramped. Back to her feet, Bourdon sans Sousse. Kalfaoui. French forwards working so hard. It's there again for them. Moyembe, waiting to get in and over the ball, but well cleared out. Bourdon sans Sousse looks cross-field. The ball sits up in the air. Nobody will get the chance to finish in the corner, least of all the slightly more diminutive Anaïs Grandot alongside Higgins.
Bourdon sans Sousse. Such a threat. She's broken Irish hearts on many an occasion. Fantastic defence just to soak it up. But you do sense that France were at breaking point with that Irish defence, and 2-3 more carries. How much longer could Ireland have held that up?
I think the contest is pretty good.
It was Anna McGann in the corner, not Higgins, but
I think it's okay.
Perhaps the greatest compliment you can pay to Ireland there, that for all of the heads up, for all of the noise of the crowd, for all of the phase play, they were forced into something that was higher risk, and it didn't come off France.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's not like Pauline Bourdon sans Sousse to kick like that unless she knows she has advantage. And it is a compliment to that Irish defence. She was like, we're not getting anywhere here. There's players cramping, there's bodies everywhere, there's blood on noses, but no one wants to take a backward step here. Not least Fiona Chute. She's been outstanding this evening, still going. The fitness of this Irish group is really standing to them. It's been really impressive how fast they're getting up there and closing that down.
Lina Queiroz is onto the field for France.
Use it.
Bourdon sans Sousse. Carry from Saketa. Feleau, just such an abrasive runner, still going. Oh, the ability to get the offload away, but what a hit from Stacey Flood. Goodness me.
Oh my God.
An extraordinary couple of interventions defensively. Lina Queiroz was sent back into the turf. But look at this from Feleau.
What a hit from Stacey Flood. Square on. The whole crowd felt it. Those arms going up in the air and everything. What's going on? The intensity, Nick, has not dropped off for a second.
Sat in on a coaching session and an education session really once with the former England coach Stuart Lancaster. Obviously spent some time in France as well. He talked about the importance of positive action on positive action, and also the influence when it's negative too. A big tackle, a big turnover. If the Irish can thread a couple more positive actions together, well, there you go. The ball goes loose and on the floor. Rifono will tidy it up. Bourdon sans Sousse away for Saketa. Short side. The French will enjoy playing down there into the final 15 minutes of the match. Falraco. Well downed, but taken a knock. Is it Niamh Jones? France have got the width here. Escudero from Muri. Escudero almost pushed to the line in the attempted tackle. Flood getting over it, unable to do so. Grandot back in field. Brosseau off the bench and into the heat of the fire. But have Ireland somehow wrestled that Jungang was in a position nearly to do so. Ilana Brosseau once more. Monaghan wrestling away. A sense of inevitability as France have the numbers on the outside. Anaïs Grandot! Her 4th try in 3 Guinness Women's Six Nations matches. 3 caps, 4 tries, and France open up the daylight against Ireland at a critical point in the match.
They were lining up outside here, and if it wasn't Grandot, she had players inside and out. But what a finish. Anna McGann, the last defender there, she wasn't sure whether to shoot up out of the line, which has been working well for Ireland, and they have been utilising it well. But it was too high risk, and she decided to track over. There was way too much work to be done.
That one will get away from Carla Arbez. France 19, Ireland 7.
And the carry from Escudero here. Finding your back rows in the wider channels is such a...
Time off, please.
Something I wish was more popular when I was playing as a back row. But
there's the change. Alexandra Chambon, local scrum half, replaces Stade de Luzin, world-class 9, Pauline Baudon-Sansus, and Chloe Correa. Well, one Stade Toulousain player leaves the field and another comes on. Madoussoufa Raclo completes her afternoon or her evening's work. Dalton tried to get in and get the turnover on our Bears, didn't quite work.
Onside, back. Use!
It's a really solid box kick, some really good distance on it from Chambon. Big pass into the middle of the park for McGann. Feleau wanted to get over and turn it over, but the clear out was solid. O'Brien wants it, clapping the hands, sensing there might be some space to play with. She's only found a replacement, Kewa.
they've been asking for this line-out platform, Ireland, haven't they? Which is really ambitious, given that, you know, it hasn't been absolutely squeaky clean this whole tournament. But I love their innovation, their ambition, the variety, and here comes Eilish Cahill as Linda and Jungang makes way. Eilish Cahill making her second appearance in green, but fantastic prop. Oh, I hope we get to see it scrum time as well.
It's back with Jones. Cahill of the former club of one Anna Caplis of UL Bows. Higgins just seems to have a habit of getting through. Eve Higgins has made great carry meters since she's come onto the field. O'Brien without much time. She was really well shut down. Dalton offers some good footwork to get them back to where they plan to be. Away from O'Dowd. Back in for Campbell.
Contest is good. This contest is good. Good contest. Back for a penalty.
Ireland had the advantage.
Ruth Campbell, have been so impressed with her all tournament.
Collapse. 7.
Role change to a finisher role this week. And she is absolutely fearless. She's exactly what Ireland need on the park here to finish the game. No.
Oh, it's gone beyond the corner flag. It must have been very, very close. Ireland knew they had to give it absolutely everything. You have to admire the effort.
Okay, thank you, Amber.
Oh, it is. Oh, Dana O'Brien.
Yep. Feet under your ball. Feet under your ball.
Chambon. Oh, and they get the scrum advantage. Not too many penalties have come from the set piece over the course of the game, so now they have a chance to run. Ireland do well to shut down Grando in the backfield, but France still have the penalty advantage. In for Mane Feliu. Driven in the contact. And no advantage coming. Clara Munarini will bring them back.
God, Eve Higgins read that attack so well, didn't she? She skipped past one, skipped past two.
We just have a look.
That attack.
Sorry, Anna, just having a quick look there at our Guinness Women's Six Nations Player of the Match contenders. Moyembe, Lazarco, 2 from the French front row, Falraclo, and obviously a nomination for Ireland's number 8, Aoife Wafer, given the 18 carries and 94 metres made. Great to see Sam Monaghan back into the action, of course. Another title winner with Gloucester Hartpury. Former Ireland captain during that World Cup. France still looking for a 4th try on the bonus point if they are to stay level with points in the Guinness Women's Six Nations table with the champions England in order to set up that huge showdown in Bordeaux in round 5. 6 metres out. Elisa Rifonneau, tackled by Jones. Off the other side, Albers, Feliu. Oh, he's wound up the big one there. Left Grando with a lot of work to do. Can France find their way out of this little bit of trouble? Oh, advantage being played. It's been nicely worked by Chambon. Rousset wanting to keep it protected. Albers will play it. France have advantage once again. And all the while, the sands of time continue to fall away from an Irish perspective and their hopes of taking something from this match.
You see there as the possession stats for France start to go up, because they've had so little possession in this game, really, all throughout the first half. But as the possession starts to go up, so do the points. And Ireland, for all the chances they created, just couldn't monetize.
France looking to drive again. Looking to keep it tight. Well, as I say that, they break. Oh, was that just knocked on the floor? It was. And try number 4 stays out there a little longer.
Those little 5-metre errors that Ireland have been haunted with tonight, which has come back to bite France. And if Ireland can take belief even from that to get out of here and get up the pitch, can they work a losing bonus point here in Clermont this evening? With 2 scores more to get, with 3 scores more to get.
Oh, it's another big shove, but the Irish get the penalty. Wheeling. Going against the French front row with Rose Bernadou on the field. Ireland clear it upfield. The good news continues in terms of the growing support for the women's game and across the cities that France takes the games to. 17,000 confirmed in the stadium as Ireland Try to play. Try to get out of here. Try to offer something. Aoife Wafer looking for someone near to make that offload to. Will just ride it again and do what she can. O'Brien, where's the option? Higgins on the outside arc. Clear out has to be good. The French steal the ball. They get the penalty. In front of a sold-out Stade Marcel Michelin, it's Ambe Mwayembe who is awarded the Guinness Women's Six Nations Player of the Match. Her 25 tackles joint with Axel Berthoumieux, telling the story of how the French thwarted what the Irish came here to do.
You can hear the sold-out crowd all evening in full voice. As France have another opportunity to get that fourth try and get that bonus point.
Under the arm of Rifono. Feleyu of the Teani variety, driving to the 5-metre line. Rifono will get it back. Ireland continue to defend as stoutly as they can. They know the contest has gone. Can they deny France the bonus point? It's there, it's the step, it's the chance to finish, but not quite for Kewa. Can they recycle? It is there. Feleyu driving in. Is that held up? She rolls to score. France get the fourth try from Léa Champon. They will take all 5 points from the match. And they'll break Irish hearts in doing so.
Again, so much work in this Irish defence. Getting under the ball. Just letting it loose so Champon could pick it up from the top of the ruck and just bounce over.
Arbez will take France to 26. And you have to say, Anna Capis, from a France perspective, it's been a classy meeting of what this contest was going to bring to get themselves to this position.
I think it's an absolute testament to the rivalry that has been brewing and bubbling over the last few encounters. They've come to this with such intensity. Their defence has been outstanding.
Away from Arbez as the clock ticks towards the 80. Is there one last hurrah for Ireland? Is there a bit of room for Bevan Parsons to get going? Rousset just clinging on to bring down last week's hat-trick hero.
Thank you.
O'Brien, Dalton. In and away, Katie Whelan onto the field. Chance on the carry for Cahill. Now is anything on the outside? Oh, it's kicked away. Well, France have done it, and perhaps they've done it through sheer maturity and an ability to show how you manage an international test match. It's a 9-game winning streak against Ireland, dating back to 2017, and crucially, well, the victory keeps their championship title hopes alive with 3 games played and 3 games won under Francois Ratier. They'll head to Edinburgh in round 4, while for Ireland, well, perhaps the pain in this rivalry continues. They'll have to regroup ahead of their home match next weekend against Wales. But defensively, that French performance has done it all. A final score of France 26, Ireland 7. And for the championship, France up to 15, getting the 4th try and the bonus point. They have done what was needed of them in the Stade Marcel Michelin.
Yes, the pain in this rivalry continues, Lindsay Pete. I think that's probably a very good way of summing tonight up for Ireland.
The pain in this room, to be honest, for the girls, absolutely gutted. It was probably a tale of two halves. Ireland played all the rugby in the first half, and unfortunately, looking at the visits to the 22, which I think were 12, with only one score tried, and then you see a French team who took control of both possession, territory, and when you give a French team full of flair and physicality that type of possession, then they're going to punish you. And look, what a performance for anyone who was privileged to see it live. It was an absolute humdinger of a test match, and you could see the French celebrating there. They knew they were in a battle, and they're lucky to come out the right side of it.
Yeah, we've seen it before, haven't we, Adele? You just can't give them anything, really. You know, once they get that foot forward, we know what they can do.
Yeah, France really, they're proving that they are a second half team. This is the 3rd test now that they've really shown up in that second half. But yeah, I'm just gutted for Ireland, because they poured their heart into that game. We were dominant, we played all the possession like Pete was saying, but you can get as many entries into 22, but if you can't come away with tries and scores on the board, it does make it very hard and frustrating to keep going back. And when things aren't going your way, it's a knock on at a ruck, held up tries, it's very disheartening.
Lindsay, I know we often say that the scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect what happened, you know, throughout the 80 minutes, but I think that is fair, really, to say in this instance.
It is, because Ireland had opportunities and they continued to play the rugby, and they really did, but there was probably a lot more breaks in momentum in the second half, unfortunately, and some of them were unforced errors. And I know we'll go through the tries. So there was an overthrown a line out, there was an overcooked kicked by Dana at times where we turned France over or we won penalties in our favour. So all the momentum we built up in the first half, unfortunately, we tried to get it going again, but we just, unfortunately, it was broken. And I think just it knocked the confidence, and when you don't have that momentum continuing, it's just very hard to play defensively for 45 minutes or thereabouts against a very physical, quick French team.
And away from home in what was clearly, a very atmospheric stadium. Hugely,
and that's the one thing we didn't want, was the French crowd coming into it, and we allowed them in the second half, unfortunately.
Adele, let's take a look at the first half tries here, one apiece for Ireland and France. And it was Ireland who got us underway after a very fast start.
Yeah, 100%. The Irish maul definitely was a weapon, and the girls, it was a clear game plan to go to the line out. We had a lot of line outs in this game, and it looked very, very comfortable under, Fiona Cullen with Cleena Maloney. Darts were pretty on point tonight. Very well structured maul, very well built. And you can see there, we mentioned earlier, that key let go from El Pez to let French bodies off, and that propel Ireland over the line. So it was a very well worked try.
And then the French replied pretty soon after.
Yeah, pretty soon after. I think this was pivotal for Ireland to maintain that, momentum of getting on the board first, and having been called back for a TMO review. This was just a bit too soon to get back into the game, and it really swung momentum back in France's favours. I know we had a look at this from here in the studio, that maybe that should have been reviewed for a held up try, and we don't want to be talking again about how referees or TMOs make decisions in game, but that, for me, I think that's very clearly held up by UEFA.
Yeah, plenty there to discuss. Lindsay, it was 7-all at the break, and at half-time you said the next 10 minutes are critical, and it was after 10 minutes, on 50 minutes, that France got their second try, that Carla Arbez try. Talk us through this one.
So again, great line out, probably a bit messy from France, but they regather Falou, the sister of the captain, Manny Falou. Like, you just don't need to have her with ball in hand, and she gets great gain line. Another woman, Fall Raclette, you just don't need her on the ball, 6'2" of her, and all of their power game really drew Ireland in. So when they gathered in, they did it really well, and then they went blind. Bourdon Sansus just trying to skip, and then Arbez with the footwork and selling dummies, and I think Emily Lane unfortunately will have to ask for a receipt for the dummy. She got sold by Arbez, but that's the French style that we spoke about, and we saw that in the first 10 minutes. And they came out with intent, and we probably knew they would, and we just didn't need them on the scoreboard so early. But up in the lead up to that, to be honest, Erin King had a great turnover, and we were still getting turnovers to minimise the pressure and reduce the pressure that the French were putting on us. But again, we'd send it back to the French, into French possession. And look, as I said, we knew they'd come out all guns blazing, and if we probably hadn't have leaked that try, maybe it might have been a different game.
Yeah, and then 10 minutes later, it was this final nail in the coffin. Would you say France's third try in 68 minutes? Grando with this one, Adele, a line-out turnover, and yeah, kind of, like I say, the final nail.
Yeah, it felt like this is where the momentum really swung, where Ireland's chances of kind of getting back into the game. We were 7 points of a difference here. Stacey does an amazing job, an unbelievable textbook tackle and getting the turnover. But then we've got France. I believe we're on a different try here, is this?
No, it was the earlier turnover, then
yeah.
we overthrew the line now.
Sorry, apologies, yeah. But France pack is unbelievable here. They've, I think, 66 minutes. Their first front row replacement came on, and look how fresh they are on ball. The handling error, Falou's pass, miss pass by 15 metres, slick as, and Grando has been having an unbelievable Six Nations. I think this is her 4th try in 3 games, and she knows her way to a try line.
Probably someone I actually spoke about was Escudero. Her impact coming off the bench, her first impact of the game was a turnover. She makes what probably easily 10 metres a gain line there on the edge, and these are all the small moments that kind of impact. Yeah. Like she really had Ireland on the back foot there on that break. She was brilliant and one of the key changes. And she had a huge hand in this try. But we talk about momentum swings. Escudero come on early, but it was like Ireland had, the management team were already with our changes. I felt there was a couple of a bit more in the tank, and a couple of our girls who were playing really well. Lonnie McDonald was playing well. El Pez was doing great. So I think having so many subs come off the bench can do well, but I would have possibly, the way the game was going, managed it a little bit different. But it's easy for me to say here, but it still hung at the balance. That was the difference, you know. Like France at different times looked at different players, but 5 changes in a big game is a big impact, and it takes a long time for players to settle. Yeah,
it did, Adele. It felt like a lot at once, didn't it? Did that maybe affect things, do you think?
Well, within a minute of the girls coming on, we do concede a try, and I don't know whether that's a familiarity, because these girls who have come off the bench are familiar starters for that squad, you know. So there is a lot of confidence in Scott believing that these girls can seamlessly row into this game. But as Pete said, like, none of those girls that came off looked out of gas, looked like they needed to come off the pitch. So maybe a settler of another 5 minutes to 10 minutes in that game, and then bring on the bomb squad. I think we were still in high ball play 9 minutes in, and yeah, they just looked a little bit disjointed.
Well, we spoke about the first 10 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah.
And those subs come on at 48 minutes, because I wrote it down. I was like, that's very early.
Yeah.
It's very early in a game that hangs in the balance. Like you're 7-all with France here. You need to keep your squad on. Like, we could look at the set piece, like the intricacies of combinations, and that scrum in the first half was unbelievable. But it's also a much heavier pack, and you're playing against a really physical French team. And probably when you bring on Niamh Jones, who's exceptional, when you bring on Niamh O'Dowd, they're that tad bit lighter, so you're really lightening your pack all at once. So I really felt we probably could have got to 55 if people were tired, but there was still 7 minutes in those players that really just would have weathered the storm. And then you're having maybe a different impact with that bomb squad one at a time. I thought Eve Higgins actually made a huge impact. She was what Escudero did on one side, Eve Higgins did on the other. But listen, I have to say, the work rate and the standard of play, and Ireland never give up. They played to the last minute, and look, huge congratulations. They will be the most disappointed of. We're disappointed here, but they will be so disappointed for everything they did right tonight.
Yeah, France did go on, Lindsay, then and get the bonus point try. At this stage, is it just a case of confidence is low, tired? Like, I mean, what's happening at this stage of the game?
They're bruised, they're battered, they're giving everything. And like, look, again, they go, France, the set piece is exceptional. They go to a maul, they suck Ireland in. That's the big thing. When you suck a team in, you're able to create mismatches, soft shoulders, gaps. And again, they just go through their phases, keep sucking Ireland in. And look how much work Ireland have to do to get round the corner. Like even to go from one side of the pitch to the other to drag, they're tackling, they're now soaked tackling. And again, France's fresh legs just come on and just put footwork and exploit the gaps as much as they can. But look, Ireland did well. Look how much they've slowed the ball. They're holding it up. They're making France again work really hard. There's Falou again, just an absolute menace and a wrecking ball. And then Champon just actually did what Erin King did the first weekend against England, and just really smart, took the ball off the top of the ruck and just went over the top of Ireland. So, you know, these are kind of highlights of errors. They weren't going round a ruck. They had to work really hard, whereas if we look at last year, maybe the year before, we're talking about unforced errors, we're talking about basic mistakes. So I need to be very clear, this Ireland team are on a trajectory, but today they were just very unlucky.
Yeah, would you agree with that, Adele? I know despite all of what happened, you've both been very positive about this performance.
Yeah, I think the girls can be they will be gutted from this and a bit frustrated, because the game was well within their grasp, and I think they're going to be sick of saying that now for a third time against the French squad, that was a game they let go, because they certainly were in that.
They certainly were. Now I think we can hear from the Ireland captain, Erin King.
Well, Erin, huge commiserations on the match. I know how much Ireland wanted to bring to this match and certainly managed to do so, but it's a classy French team you're playing. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think I'm unbelievably proud of the girls. We really showed what we're capable of and what we can do. It's just fine margins out there. We fired shots. We're so capable. We got penalties. We put pressure on France, and you could see that in that first half especially. We've showed that we can compete with the top 4 in the world, but it's just getting over that line. So, yeah, my overriding feeling is just being proud of the girls, and, yeah, obviously a little bit of frustration there.
Yeah, while letting a game get away, while France get all 5 points, there's a performance in there. There are things to be immensely proud of that I imagine gives you even more heart that it is possible. These teams can be beaten.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of heart in that team, and I'm so proud of the girls, and yeah, we've been working really, really hard in training. I think this is the best training block that we've been having, and you can see it out there. We're so capable, and I think we're almost there, and we keep getting better and better, which is so positive. I think we can take loads of positives out of that and really bring them into these last 2 games, and hopefully come out on top in them.
Yeah, a chance to regroup, a chance to get back ahead of that contest against Wales next week or in 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. I think the main thing is now we tweak the things that we learned. We take all the learnings from that game, but we come together, we regroup. We're so close, we're so tight knit. I love this team. I go to war for them, and they go to war for me. So, yeah, I've been enjoying my time with it. I think you can tell that we all genuinely enjoy each other's company, and it's a pleasure and an honour to get to captain these girls.
Finally, I know how you're feeling after that game, but what an occasion, what a night, what a place to play rugby, right?
Yeah, we're so lucky. The games that we've been playing, the stadiums, the fans, everyone coming out, we're so lucky. The women's game is just growing and growing, and it's brilliant to see. We're so lucky. Our green wave is just getting bigger and bigger.
I don't think it's luck. You deserve every bit of it.
Thank you
well
very
done
much.
Tonight.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, the green wave very much continues to rise. Adele, what passion from Erin King there.
Yeah, it was very, very evident. She's extremely proud of the girls. I think it came in buckets and spades across TV there of how much she loves this team, and the team for her, like, she's an absolute leader. When she got handed the captaincy, like, those girls will go for war with her, because, you know, Erin is that type of person that, you know, her heart's on her sleeve, and she breathes rugby. She lives and breathes it. Even in her own injury, like how much she was working in the gym when we were prepping for the World Cup. She was putting her head down. She was in the morning before we would get in for work, and she already had a half a day of training under her belt before we had even started. So, you know, she's very passionate, and you can see that in spades. I know the girls will be hurting about that results, because they are working hard, and they truly believe that they're going to crack that top 4.
Absolutely, and you're still very much part of this team, Adele. You know, as Lindsay mentioned earlier, you are injured at the moment. You're on your rehab journey, but you're a part of this green wave. You're very much a huge part of this green wave. What does it feel like to be on the inside?
It's such a bubble, I think, and you know, Lindsay, you'll say this as well. Like, when you're in the environment, you know, it's you don't want to leave it. I remember coming home from the World Cup, and it was obviously devastating, but none of us wanted to go home. You know, I lived in Exeter and I flew back to Dublin from Exeter, and I know a couple of girls did as well, because we just wanted a few more days together, because, you know, we spend so much time with these people. They learn so much about you, your good days, your bad days, how much sacrifices you give to be in the jersey, and it's a privilege to go to war with them. You know, I think you remember the tough days, you remember the hard sessions more sometimes than you do the good ones, and they're the ones you have a laugh about. So, yeah, it's a privilege to be under that kind of, you know, pressure as a player, but also a privilege to have amazing people on your corner. So, yeah, I'm raring to get back into that group.
I'm sure you are, and I'm sure they're raring to have you back. I think now we can hear from the Ireland manager, Scott Beeman.
Well, Scott, commiserations, but we just heard from Francois. He said he spoke to you, that there was an agreement. That was a test match.
We said it at half-time. We said it to the players. We said, guys, this is a proper test match. Look, first and foremost, congratulations to France. I thought they showed extreme physicality when they needed to, and were able to come through a tough first half. But they come through a tough first half because we got our shots out there. We put them under pressure. Under pressure, we were up in the penalty count. I guess the tough lesson is when you get your chances, as ever, you have to take your points.
Yeah, certainly. You know, it feels strange to talk about France while I'm talking to you, but you made them make over 220 tackles. The work rate from them had to be up there to deal with what Ireland were bringing at them. And we might not have said that about a few Irish teams of the past. It was really brought to them today, and that must give you some sense of pride.
I'm incredibly proud of the effort. We know where we're heading, and I'm really consistent with this. We just want to keep getting better. Just look around the circle then, and you can see that the girls have left everything out there, and they don't really know how to feel. And I said, well, we've got one challenge then. We leave here more connected than we arrived. We've got two massive games over in Ireland. Like, they're going to be incredible occasions to learn to come here. Like, this is a cauldron of fire. And, you know, for 55, 60 minutes, we've handled it. What we've got to do is go deeper in these games, see more impact when we come off the bench, and when we get those moments. In these kind of test matches, the margins become finer. So we're after finer margins now than we were. Nail your kick to touch, nail your exit. And those are the things that don't let France in, because when they're in, they're good. So we'll keep going after the finer margins. We'll keep going after trying to get better. And I've got a group that's up for that.
And finally, 2 weeks until that game at home against Wales to regroup, to get ready for it. And then a game at the Aviva to finish the campaign. What do you say to those Irish fans out there that are beginning to get on board this Irish bus now and might want to come and support?
Do you know what? You can see what the girls have got. You can see how they empty the tank for their country. We want you to come and support it. We want some noise. If we can bring some noise and some flags, and like we're gonna keep growing this. Irrelevant. We said this wouldn't make or break us today, and I stand by that. We've got a group with so much potential. We'll keep going after ourselves. We'll keep getting better.
Love to hear it. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Nick.
Yes, Lindsay, again, the passion, the pride. I think really, Scott, echoed everything that both of you have said here in studio after this game.
Yeah, and it's funny, I listened to Erin there, who, by the way, Edel won't say it herself, but obviously is protege to this woman who would have set the standards as a leader along with Samantha Monaghan. So she's done her job in there, and she'll be back to do it very soon as well. But it's funny, isn't it? Because both of them are kind of saying, oh, fine margins. And I was thinking, what analogy could you do? And it's like being in a boxing ring and you've gone 10 rounds, but you're relying on the judges to predict the score. Whereas if you knock the opponent out, then it doesn't matter about the judges because the score is irrelevant. You've proven your point, and I suppose that's where we're at. We've gone 10 rounds for France, and we stuck with it, and we punched and we put them under pressure. We had them on the ropes, but we didn't knock them out. And that's the next step we have to go to, and that's the best way to look at it. And there was great moments in it, great moments, but we probably were under pressure to manage the game a little bit more, and I think that's probably. Am I right?
Yeah,
a little bit? Yeah. Just the naivety maybe of this team, or the next step for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. As Scott said, always wanting to build and always looking to get better. Now, earlier today in the Women's Six Nations, there were big wins for England and Italy. We can take now a look back at some of the best of the action, starting with England's win over Wales.
And it's Lucy Packer, born in Ammanford in Wales, as she drives the ball round the corner. Still English ball. This is a strong Welsh defensive set, but can it maintain? Pick and go round the corner. Still England ball. Waiting there is Kabir. She wants it. No, it's Feyanati. Harlequins Lucy Backer manages to find Loughborough's Sadia Kabir, player of the match in the World Cup final. Marley Packer on a dummy run. Big pass out wide. Really nice to Millie David on her debut. Jones gets the ball in. That's a really nice line-out set, and they don't go for the driving ball. They go for a big hit through the middle by Keane. Kira Bevan scores for Wales against England. Cocaine, Aitchison, Jones. Straight through goes Meg Jones. The skipper's support on her shoulder. Doesn't need it. Meg Jones.
But a good opportunity here, gone with the same setup actually as the last line out.
Oh, nice back round the short side, big pump over the line. Jones scores. It's one of the things the Red Roses would like to rectify in 2026. What a pass out wide from Jones. Maloney McDonald is off and away. She's shrugging off the tackles. She's got support from Kildan, who holds. The last pass is away, and Jones is over for a double. Jones with that pass again to Maloney McDonald. David is there. Maloney McDonald is scoring. Harrison just delays that pass. Big pass out from Aitchison. Breach is going to be through. No one to stop her. Latouille scored last week against Scotland. Not her turn yet.
Short. No, over the top, Red, no!
Referee knows it's short.
Stay onside,
Muir is there. Patience required by the England forwards, and it's Muir that finishes. 10 tries for England. They are looking and screaming for it on the wing. They try to break through the middle. Bevan goes again. There's Lewis. There's women out there if they can get it there. It will be a try. It will be a bonus point try for Seren Lockwood. And Wales come away with the most precious point from this fixture. That is some improvement from what we saw this time last year. Full time, England 62, Wales 24.
Yeah, a dominant win for England, and you can watch the highlights of Italy-Scotland on the iPlayer. We can see the table here, England and France leading the way. Adele, do France have what it takes to bring it to England, do you think?
It's such a hard one with France. I think, you know, when you maybe write them off, they come back to prove a point. 2 years ago we saw that when they brought England within a point to the final score, but France, you know, can't continue to play in the second half only. If they don't turn up in the first half, I don't see them bringing the same level of physicality to England's second half. In saying that, it seems John Mitchell's team is an evolving 15 at 23 the whole time. Is that going to be experimental for the whole Six Nations? Is he still going to look after a title? Will he put his strongest 15, 23 out for a France side? So it's a, you know, you say no, you say France still have a long way to go, but then sometimes the minute you call them the underdogs, they won't prove you back.
Yeah, have to be careful.
Yeah.
Now, we've heard from her already this evening, but this week Ireland captain Erin Keane joined Gavin Andrews and Lindsay Peat on the Ireland Rugby Social podcast to talk about her injury and recovery.
and I'd never been injured in my life, and I'd always say I don't envy them girls in rehab. I don't think I'd be able to do it, because rugby just brings me so much joy and so much purpose, and I couldn't imagine my life without it. And then initially I didn't realise the extent of the injury, and then when they kind of told me that it was kind of a rehab path that no one else had followed, and it was something they hadn't seen before, and no one who has had even similar injuries or taken off like less than I did off the back of my kneecap had made it back even running. So that was really, really scary, to, you know, have something that you love so much, the reality of it being taken away, I found really hard. And even now I look back and I don't really know how I did it. I was really down, if I'm being honest, and I found that period of my life really tough.
And you can listen to more of that on BBC Sounds and watch it on BBC Northern Ireland's YouTube channel. Now, Lindsay, how is the podcast going? Have you been enjoying it?
Well, I'm having an absolute ball, and we've had Gavin TikToking, we've had Anna and Eve. So, yeah, look, it's been brilliant, and obviously under Gavin's guidance. So it's a privilege to get to meet the girls outside of camp and interview them, and just to be connected with them. So it's lovely to see their journey. So, yeah, big thanks to BBC for having me.
We're delighted to have you, and your night is not over, because after this programme you will be going to record the latest episode, which will again be available on Sounds and on YouTube. Adele, in terms of injury, recovery, rehab, something you can very much identify with, just very quickly, how is your rehab going?
Yeah, I'm 7 months into 2 surgeries. I had one on my right leg pretty much straight after World Cup, an MCL repair, and then 6 weeks later I went in for a reconstruction on my other side for a PCL and MCL and meniscus clean-up. So yeah, we're back on a treadmill, we're running, and I'm hopefully bringing my boots to training now in a week or 2 where I get to run on grass. So all systems go for the next season.
Well, we wish you all the best with that. Thank you both so much for being with us this evening. Now, plenty of sport coming up on BBC Northern Ireland over the next couple of weeks. We have the Irish Cup final. That is Dungannon Swifts, last year's winners, of course, against Coleraine. That's on Saturday, the 2nd of May on BBC Two Northern Ireland at 2 o'clock. Women's Six Nations, again, back on Saturday, the 9th of May, and the Ireland Rugby Social podcast we've already mentioned. Well, that is all from us this evening. Thank you so much for being with us. We hope that you will join us again on Saturday, the 9th of May, when Ireland hosts Wales. We will hopefully see you then. Good night.